beautiful. I moved to Ghana. It ain't like they peaceful people, bro. When I go to Africa, bro, it's such a relief that I don't feel like a nigga trying to kill me. I mean, there's different places where you can go, man. That shit is phenomenal, man. Some of the best land, some of the best views, some of the best weather, living that you'll ever experience, bro.
In this fall, I'm gonna take my talents to South Beach.
We're taking our talents to Africa.
To Africa. To Ghana.
What? What? Oh my God, this is big news.
Open your eyes.
When I opened my eyes, I couldn't believe it. Africa, for real. I felt like I never really seen clouds before. I felt like the sky was a different color blue, the trees a different color green, and the people too. The people were beautiful. It felt right. It was harmony, like I wasn't far from home. It's like a whole new beginning.
They love our culture, but it ain't enough of us over there to kind of like train and show motherfuckers how to do it. So any of us who go over there and take whatever it is that we got here over there, the shit gonna win. Shit just gonna win, bro. Anything that done happened over here, we can redo that shit over there.
Good day, viewers, and welcome to Off the Wheel, our channel here on YouTube where we document our move from Brooklyn, New York City, New York, America, here to Ghana. This is the first episode of season 4, and here we share what's been our experience on this transition. And we provide insights, assistance, support, and options. In this video, we want to have a post-election, both elections, analysis and discussion, and review current relocation options. Please visit our website at offthewheel.info, where we've curated information for you from our blood, sweat, and money, information and resources that might be of use to you, most of which are free, but some paid services as well. Everything from how to get a Ghana card to how to get a residency permit, to starting a business, information on booking tours with us, and also subscribing to our e-letter. And remember, when you come to Ghana, please consider staying at one of our Airbnbs, where at the moment we can host up to 36 travelers. So take a look.
Traveling to Ghana? We got you covered. Off the Wheel is offering affordable Airbnbs and a do-it-yourself travel guide. Our apartment units are modern, comfortable, safe, and 100% as advertised. Did we say affordable? Why pay expensive hotel rates when you can get a more authentic experience for a better price? And we have even more savings for you. Once you've booked, we provide all the details needed to visit the must-see Ghana tourist attractions. We give you the cost per person, lunch estimates, travel costs, and a suggested tip, so that you can create your own DIY travel itinerary that fits your schedule and your budget. Enjoy on-premise amenities like tennis and racket sports, basketball, pool, and more. We even provide airport pickup and drop-off. Once you compare costs, you'll see that DIY traveling with our personal insight will allow you to enjoy Ghana for a reasonable cost. Hosted by two former New Yorkers from Brooklyn who jumped off the wheel and moved to Ghana, who'll be your on-premises attendants to support and guide you.
We can't wait to show you what life could be like off the wheel.
Looking forward to hosting you.
See you in Ghana. And people have been asking, why don't you drop videos more often? I believe before the last video, it had been maybe 4 months before we dropped the video. But we always say, unless we have something to say, we're not going to do a video. So let's give a quick update on what we have been up to so far.
So besides enjoying Ghana, of course, and discovering some hidden gems, either hidden beaches or hidden restaurants or just hidden, educational areas. Most of you may know that I traveled to the Upper East region of Ghana. I did a shea butter making experience. I learned the process from nut to butter, and I fell in love with the community. So shea butter has become my all body everything. I've literally thrown away any product that has more than a few ingredients. I've made shea butter my main health and beauty regimen. And in September last year, I did my first pop-up where I featured shea butter, but also I showcased Ghana-made products like batik, woven baskets, cowrie jewelry, chocolate, and so many more things. It was an amazing experience. So I'm preparing to do another one in 2025, aiming for the spring, but it could be in the fall. So we'll see. So that's what I've mainly been up to.
And Daisy is doing the groundwork for what we had intended on a bigger scale, where we're going to be curating Ghanaian-made products, exporting to the States in bulk, so that our distribution partners could have authentic products to sell. But for now, you can come see Dacia at one of the many pop-ups she'll have in the States for this year. Also, major news event since we last saw you. There were 500 plus diasporans from around the world who became citizens here in Ghana. Dacia was a plus one. So Dacia, what was your experience like at the ceremony?
I mean, it was absolutely amazing. The show of unity, everyone was just so elated, happy, joyful. I mean, we were in the hot sun for a little bit over there, but no one seemed to mind because they're becoming citizens of the country that they've been wanting to be a citizen for so long. For some people, it was years in the making. For others, some came off the plane and became a citizen, but that's neither here nor there. It was if it was your dream and you became a citizen, congratulations. And it was held at the International Conference Center in Accra, which can hold a large crowd. We had a live military band. The president at the time, Nana Akufo-Addo, was present as well. There was photography, news stations, the paparazzi. It was an amazing night. And of course, they had, in Ghana fashion, after parties everywhere around Accra. And even outside of Accra, there was some celebration. So it was an amazing event. I was really moved to be there to support my friends, other diasporans who were seeking for that.
Now, in the past, these citizenship awards were not happening so often, few and far between. But right after this one, there was a second batch of citizens who were sworn in, I think a day before the inauguration.
Yes.
And I think that was over 300. So right after the first ceremony, there was a second batch of citizens who were awarded citizenship. I think it was 300 plus. When was that done?
That was the day before the inauguration of the new president of Ghana.
A last second as you're going out. So who were some of the notable names in that second batch?
Well, the first batch was Joy Reid.
Joy Reid
She
was in the
was
first
notable,
batch.
and I
Okay.
got a picture with her.
I don't think she's a citizen.
No.
I don't think she's a resident here.
No, I don't.
But now
think
she's a
resident.
citizen.
She's a citizen of Ghana.
Okay.
Dr. Umar
Okay.
was in the second batch.
Okay.
And your love and hip hop personality, I believe Yandy,
Yandy.
and her husband, I believe, so Mandisi was also a citizen as well in the second batch.
Now, interestingly enough, someone might look at Yandy and go, especially when you compare it to Joy Reid and Dr. Umar, why would Yandy get citizenship? But interestingly enough, she played a part in a piece of our
Right.
transition.
Yes.
Where when we were watching Ratchet TV, they had a special Love and Hip Hop where a bunch of the celebrities on the show got their AfricanAncestry.com DNA tracing. And when we watched that episode, we got our own AfricanAncestry.com results. Mm-hmm. That's where, if you go back, spoiler alert, should we? Yeah, we'll, in case you haven't seen it, it was in season 1. Dacia was traced back to
Cameroon, the Bamileke tribe. I'm yet to visit. I'm coming.
And me, I was traced back to Akan.
Ashanti. Yes, Akan.
Mm-hmm. And so I guess we could say that Yandy was a hip hop ambassador who reached a different demographic and was just as important for getting people here.
Yeah, I would say.
Now, people have been asking in the comments, how come we didn't get citizenship? Do you have different reasons than I do? Or is it the same reason?
Yeah, well, my reason mainly was how I found out. I found out I was in the mall.
Like everything in Ghana, last second.
And I happened to see one of my friends in the mall. And she's like, oh, are you going to become a citizen? I was like, I guess. When? She goes, oh, they're having a ceremony in, I don't know, a month. You should call this number and get yourself on the list. Like a list. So got myself on the, I reached out to the person to try to find information about it. They're like, it's going to happen any day now. And at that time, which was last year, September, actually would have been around August, I knew I was traveling in September. So if I did all this paperwork, biometrics and everything, I knew I would be traveling, and it was mandatory that you had to be here at a certain time as well. They gave you a time frame, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to be here. So I opted not to do it, and it was so fast, and it just seemed very hush-hush. And I was like, let me just step back for a minute. If there's going to be another one, and I'll be prepared for this one. But I wasn't prepared, and my mindset wasn't
So you
there.
do it on the next one?
I'll probably do it in the next year or so.
So my reason was a little different. It was a little unclear on how new citizens would be taxed. We know that as an American citizen, no matter where you are in the world, you are taxed on any global income at the federal level back in the States. And so we're okay with that. That's the price of American citizenship, taxes. But here, when you earn Ghana income or you earn American income, it was a little unclear, nothing written down, nothing to refer to on how would you be taxed on these incomes. And it was interesting because President
Nana Akufo-Addo at the time,
who gave a speech at the commencement,
yes,
as I'm told, one of the first things that he said after he said welcome was, run me my money. He said, what did he say? I think he said, don't forget to pay your taxes.
It was a very short statement, but it didn't go unnoticed.
And so I'm curious to see our newly awarded citizens, our buddies, what their experience is like around tax time, what the requirements are, And then I'll feel better about committing to citizenship, because outside of a few things, um, I don't see so much the upside to citizenship. Most people do it because of pride, um, wanting to belong. But practically, I just want to make sure that the downsides don't outweigh the upsides. So we've stayed connected to U.S. politics, not like when we lived there, where I would wake up at 5 a.m. and before 8 a.m. I've looked at CNN, Morning Joe, ABC News, Fox News, but we're still connected. So this is an extremely timely video because of what's happening in America. There had already been increasing interest for Black Americans to move abroad, into Ghana in particular. And as we listen to our Airbnb visitors who increasingly express a newfound urgency in moving out of America, we expect that this expat trickle will turn into a steady flow as more and more African Americans are considered leaving America. Now, we're leaving America and coming to Ghana for a variety of reasons. Many expats, especially the early birds, came to Ghana on a more spiritual vibe to connect to the ancestors. Subsequent expats also saw the economic advantage and cost of living improvement as the US dollar continues to strengthen against the Ghana cedi. And today's expats see the economic and business opportunities here. The US election results will only add to the already existing anxiety around financial and economic stresses, as well as everyday living experiences. And these new stresses will propel African Americans into a new kind of reflection for 2025 and maybe even some planning. I mean, just from a cost of living point of view, the incoming administration is talking about tariffs, which will probably lead to higher inflation across all cost of goods, making people who are living on a fixed income, pension check, social security check, tougher to manage their everyday expenses. And also the Republicans have been talking about reducing Medicaid and also food assistance programs, things that Black Americans are usually beneficiaries of. And this is before anyone has even gotten into sworn in or entered the White House. You hear these rumblings. So we expect a lot of other announcements to probably, at best, not come into fruition, but just make people nervous, but at worst, actually become law or policy where it starts affecting everyday people for real.
For me, most of my political ear has been more on what is happening on the continent, specifically around what's going on around us. Burkina Faso and President Traore, with his disposing of many of the French neo-colonial ways, his reclaiming of the gold mines, where the Burkinabe people have in the past gained little benefit, and it only really benefited outsiders. Refusing the IMF monies, Mali paying off its debt, being one of the first African countries to recently do so. Niger and Senegal are not far behind in trying to establish truly free nations. I mean, I encourage you to learn more about, what's going on in our neighboring country, because the change is happening now, and we all have to be aware of what's going on.
And we've just had elections here. So who won, Dacia?
Mahama, the NDC.
And it seems like everyday people, the working person, is really optimistic about that and the incoming administration. There's a different kind of excitement in the air these days. So things are feeling good in Ghana, politically speaking. So let's see how it translates into policies and how it trickles down into everyday neighborhoods and homes. So I'm going to argue that as each day passes, it's never been a better time to relocate to Ghana, to consider moving to Ghana, especially since what's been happening in Ghana since we moved here 2 years ago. Ghana was already gaining traction on being considered a preferred destination for Black Americans looking to leave America, and is becoming a viable alternative for retirement. And the steam has only been building. Now, you couple that with the new administration coming in, and mix in with that new housing options, the growing list of housing options here in Ghana, and you have something really magical. I mean, when we first came to Ghana in 2021 just to explore and decide if it was feasible for us to move, many of the current housing options were not even started or even conceived yet.
But we looked at a few things, but I felt like the variety was not as much as it is now. And I can see someone moving to Ghana and like having so many options. And I mean, they have a lot more wiggle room, I think so, than we may have. But there's still a large percentage of people who just want to build their home too. But outside of that, the options are growing, they're plentiful, and great amenities. But depending on where you go, the price is going to be it's going to be out there now. The prices have already also gone up too. Prices have gone up, but prices have gone up too.
At the time, it was Royal Kingdom, more of a master plan community in the hills of Abri. And probably the best feature of this is litigation-free land. And if you know anything about purchasing land here in Ghana, you can't take that lightly. So Royal Kingdom has secured ownership of big tracts of land, and they split them up into plots and resell them. You buy something to your liking, and then you build, they build, and so one less thing to worry about. Because unlike in America, you can buy something sight unseen, and your lawyers figure it out, and the contract is ironclad, and you can rest assured that the courts will come to a fair determination if there's any misunderstanding between two parties. Here in Ghana, very different. Land purchase is a puzzle inside of a labyrinth, inside of a riddle, and from people selling land to 10 different people who don't own land selling the land, people sticking themselves on land ownership documents that they shouldn't be on. And so land purchasing is a big thing. So, certain places like Royal Kingdom stand out because in theory, they remove that barrier. We've had several Airbnb guests stay with us until their home was being built and ready for them to move in at Royal Kingdom. Then you have the Sahum location, where some of our friends, Hebrew Israelites, are building, and what can be considered a mini city for them. To be in a community living with other residents that share common values can be very rewarding and supportive. Then you have crossing migrations located in Somanya, a small but growing community focused mainly on healthy living, sustainability, edible landscaping. You eat what you grow. And again, we've had a few Airbnb visitors who've purchased there, and they describe it as being a little bit off grid, but they're very happy. Then I've seen what I call bandit groups. I would run into these groups of people who would meet maybe in the States. They don't know each other. They buy land together. They build together. They build their homes together. So it's like an instant community, so you don't have to do it alone. Then there is Sombra City. This is a partnership between the Earn Your Leisure crew back in the States who've partnered with some of the Afrofuture creators as well as some other local developers to offer a master planned community. Then you have in the hills of Abri, you have some very interesting townhouses designed and constructed by Dre Taylor. I would describe these homes as picturesque for the grown and sexy crowd. These townhouses have meticulous detail in their finishings and really, really interesting housing option for a particular kind of person. These are walk-ups as well, kind of in a remote location, but the aesthetics are pretty incredible. Then you have Ocean View, Shark Island. Our friend Marvin is building waterfront housing in Ada on some islands he bought. For those of you who love the ocean, this could work. Then you also have Ocean Green, that's been around for a while in Pram Pram, where they are selling land. It's kind of pricey. You can build yourself, they'll build for you, but it's on the ocean. Then you have things like Eden Heights, which is where we live, and other similar like campuses. Move-in ready, modern, familiar amenities, not cheap. As a matter of fact, I'm an agent here, and I place both rentals and purchases. So it's a good place to start to rent until you figure things out. And if you like condo living, that appeals to you, you can purchase here as well. So reach out to me if you want some discounts on rentals or purchases. But the reason we came to Eden Heights was because it was almost identical to what we were living, like how we were living in the States. When we first met, you had a big house, I had a brownstone. You got rid of your big house, I got rid of my brownstone, and we've been apartment living, and we like apartment living. We've been apartment living ever since. And so when we came to Ghana, we were, unlike most people, where we weren't interested in buying land and building. We wanted another apartment. And so that's a specific niche for housing here in Ghana. It's becoming increasingly popular. Do you have any regrets about not buying land and building? You like apartment living still? You liked it in Brooklyn. You like it in Ghana?
I love it in Ghana. The only, I don't even want to call it a regret, but I didn't realize how infatuated I had become with planting. And right now I have a lot of ornamental plants, but if I had the opportunity of, a yard or land, I would love to grow my own plantings and pawpaws and such, things like that. But
that sounds like a new regret. Is that a new regret? Because
it's probably, yeah,
I don't think you felt like that.
No, I didn't think
2 years ago, 1 year ago.
Possible, yeah. The land is so fertile here, but I am able to do some things in the space that we have. So I'm happy with that, and I'm also happy with my access to the fresh market. So I say that now, but when I have to tackle bugs in a growing vegetables and fruit, that I might change my mind real fast. But I would say that's a small regret, but not a big one.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So then you also have Monarch Village, which is actually my project, a retirement community for African American expats looking for communal living. And on premise, there will be healthcare on demand, a business center, a gym, dining options, salon, theater, sauna, spa, wine lounge. These are just some of the amenities. On a 20-acre plus campus with bike trails and farming options. So put in an application, visit our website here, and if you're interested in investing in this project, you can visit this website. We would love to have you as an investor, as we are in the early stages of capital raising to finance this project. You also have budget options. When we first came, we saw one of the budget options, but there's a lot more budget options since we came.
Yeah.
So for the budget conscious, I would say anywhere between 50,000 US dollars and below would be in that range. And so we've always had Kofi Anku serving that market with his, and I don't say this disparagingly, his no frill, very simple, very basic, one room, sometimes one room expandable homes. Also, there's Rehoboth, which is a company that we did visit. Did we visit when we came here or after we came?
No, after we came.
After we came.
Yeah.
For other people.
Yeah.
And they have apartments that are under 50,000 USD, and I would consider them to be for the budget conscious purchaser. We actually know some people back from the States who I met in the States at the Real 5 Broadway who, interestingly enough, purchased
Right.
apartments at Rehoboth. We also work with a modular construction company that has a $45,000 price point and a $30,000 price point, and even a sub $20,000 price point for a studio portable unit.
So if you're really thinking about moving to the continent, I suggest looking at location and housing as your first stop. And since, of course, this will be your biggest expense. So now more than ever, you have so many options, just like Dale said, to come to Ghana or to move to Africa.
And strangely enough, because we just had elections here, for the last 6 months, there have been massive capital expenditure projects, mostly around roads, that have also activated economic activity. And so with the widening roads from here to Cape Coast, roadside real estate is on fire. So all in all, housing options have never been better here in Ghana. There's something for everybody. There's something for every budget. You can look at these locations on your own, or we can assist you in facilitating a rental or a purchase. You can also find more information here at GhanaHousingOptions.info. So what used to be a challenging part of moving to Ghana is becoming increasingly easier. So you have fewer reasons not to move. So come on over, start making plans to visit, reach out to us, and we can hop on a Zoom and chop it up and help you figure things out. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Thank you for following us on our journey from day one. So make sure to subscribe to our channel. We hope to host you in our Airbnb one day. And we're here to assist you in any of your relocation needs. And like I always say, if you're in Ghana, stop by. Let's discuss how we can add value to this great country while we continue to live a purpose-driven life. Come by for a wine, a beer,
A juice.
a coconut water.
Coconut water,
yeah. And we like for you to just consider asking yourself the question, why not Ghana?
Yep.
Anything else to say for you?
Nope.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Retirement living. Are you ready to retire from America? Ready to jump off of the wheel? Have you ever thought about retiring in Ghana? Our senior living community is perfect for you. Monarch Village, located in Ghana. Some expats prefer to buy land, but then take years to build a home, only to deal with budget overruns, delays, shady contractors, and end up living alone and having to hire a full-time staff for assistance. Why not choose a move-in ready, fully supported community of compatible neighbors? Monarch Village. These rental units are spacious, equipped with a mini kitchen, study, and senior-friendly bathrooms. It's senior living that's modern, fully supported, fully staffed, shopping supported, doctors on demand, community game nights, and more. Monarch Village, located in Ghana.
You're grooving, Africa. You're grooving, Africa. The music, Africa. You're moving, Africa. You wear clothes, Africa. You wear clothes, Africa. You're dancing, Africa. You're dancing, Africa. You're prancing, Africa. You're prancing, Africa. Romancing, Africa. You're going, Africa. You're going, Africa.